Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So, today's story, definitely an interesting one, definitely a pretty crazy one. I say that almost every video, but it usually is. Am I wrong? But nah, for real, today is definitely an interesting one. It's about a high school experience I had, and I think you guys will enjoy hearing about it. It's specifically about a teacher. Let's just call this teacher Mr. Hall, okay? He's definitely one of the main characters in today's story time. But anyway, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this. Let's jump into it. So today's story time all takes place in ninth grade, the middle of ninth grade to be specific. Now, freshman year for me was going pretty good. I definitely wasn't doing the best in terms of grades or, staying out of trouble. I was definitely having my fair share of trouble. But in terms of actually going to school and getting through it, I was doing okay. Now, there was this one teacher, I mentioned him a second ago, named Mr. Hall. He was my English teacher. He wasn't there for the entire year, but he was there for 75% of it. Mr. Hall kind of came in later on through the year, like a quarter into it. And everybody in my class loved Mr. Hall. We didn't know what it was about him, but he was just such a chill dude. We never understood why he was so chill, because sometimes our class would definitely be shitheads and be loud and be obnoxious, and he was always super patient and never raised his voice at anybody. And like I said, he was just a super, super, super chill dude. And one day, me and my friends are in Mr. Hall's class in English, and Mr. Hall tells everybody to break up into groups to work on this project that we were doing. So me and my friends immediately grouped up because we sat next to each other, and we started working on this project. And I can't lie, when I say working on this project, that really meant just talking to each other and not doing any work whatsoever. So Mr. Hall notices that we're not doing shit, and he walks up to us and he's like, "Guys, you gotta get this done. If you don't, I'm gonna have to make you stay after school today to work on it. I don't like giving detention, but you gotta get it done, man." And we actually liked Mr. Hall so much that we decided to purposely stay after school. We're like, "Wait, you let us stay after?" He's like, "I mean, if you guys want to." And we're like, "All right, bet." So we actually decided to not do the work that day and stay after school later on that day with Mr. Hall and work on it with him. That's how much we like this dude. So fast forward to the end of the school day, we go to Mr. Hall's classroom, we walk in there, me and my three friends, and we're sitting there at our table, just kind of talking to Mr. Hall, starting to work on this project finally. And Mr. Hall's like, "Hey guys, I'm really thirsty, I'm getting a drink, do you guys want anything from the vending machine upstairs?" And we're like, "Yeah, for sure." And we tell him what we want, and he heads up to the cafeteria, leaving me and my friends alone in his classroom. So right after he leaves us alone, my friend realizes that he has no pencil. He's like, "Fuck, I forgot a pencil. Do you got one, Austin?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Do you got one?" He points at my other friend. My other friend's like, "No." And he asks all of us, and all of us say no. He's like, "All right, well, Mr. Hall definitely has one on his desk. I'm going to get up and check his desk." So he goes over to Mr. Hall's desk and just starts going through his shit looking for a pencil. Now listen, I was raised to ask people before starting to go through their shit, but my friend just thought that Mr. Hall was so chill he wouldn't care. So yeah, he just starts going through Mr. Hall's desk, going through all of his shit, going through all the drawers. And he gets to the last drawer on the desk, and he opens it up, and immediately my friend looks up at me and immediately has the biggest smile on his face, like he just found gold. And I look at him, and I'm like, "What'd you find? I don't trust that smile. Whatever you just found, we probably shouldn't know about. What is it?" And he goes, "Come here." So we all stand up, and we walk over to Mr. Hall's desk, and we peek down at the drawer that he had opened, and we all see what my friend was smiling at. It was a little bag, like a Ziploc bag, and it had a bunch of little tabs of acid in it. And when I saw this, I was like, that can't be right. That's got to be something else. There's no way that's what I think it is. And my friend goes, "Bro, it is." I was like, "How do you know?" He's like, "Come on, man, look at it. What else looks like that? That's clearly LSD." I was like, "Dude, I don't know, man. Why would our teacher have that at school?" He's like, "Bro, I've seen weirder shit at this school." And he grabs the bag and he starts opening it. And I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm going to try some. I want to see if it's real." I was like, "Dude, even if that is real, don't be stealing Mr. Hall's acid. It's not yours to take. What if it's some weird new form of Viagra? You're going to have a real fucking bad time then. Come on, man. You don't know what that is." He's like, "Dude, I know it's not Viagra." I was like, "Yeah, no shit. It was a fucking joke, you dumbass. But still, you can't just steal someone's stuff." And he's like, "Bro, I don't think he'll care. He's so chill." I was like, "Dude, if there's one thing Mr. Hall would probably care about, it's you stealing random drugs out of his desk." And right after I say that, the door swings open, and guess who's standing in the doorway? Mr. Hall, just watching us all stand over his desk, all staring at the acid he had in there. And Mr. Hall goes, "This is awkward." And I was like, "Oh, shit." And he goes, "Let me guess. You guys found that little bag in there." he already knew what was up. Like, Mr. Hall just knew what we found. And I was like, maybe. And he goes, listen, guys, it's not what you think. I'm not coming into school every day all drugged up on stuff. I just like to microdose, that's all. And when he said that, that confirmed it. Like, that was acid in the desk. I was like, holy shit, Mr. Hall, you just be doing acid before school? He's like, not in the way you think. Like I said, I'm not tripping balls or anything, man. I'm just doing a little microdosing. Now, I had only heard the term microdosing one other time in my life at this point, and I knew that it had something to do with psychedelics. So when he said that, I was like, holy shit, like, this dude really has acid in his desk right now. So he walks over to the desk and he closes it, and he's like, guys, go back to your seats. So we walk back to our seats with grins on our faces because we just realized our teacher just be taking acid, and that's just one of the craziest things to find out about a teacher. And we sit down at our desk and we start working back on our project, and my friend looks at me with a smile on his face, and he whispers in my ear, he goes, I still have one of the tabs. And in my head, I'm thinking like, dude, this kid is a fucking idiot. Because our teacher's going to find out. He's going to check it sooner or later, whether it's while we're there or after we leave, and he's going to notice one of them's missing. So guess what happens? After we stay after school and we finish up our project, we get on the bus to go home, and we all go home. And then the next day comes along, and we walk into school, and immediately, first thing in the morning, Mr. Hall finds us in the hallway, and he goes, boys, come with me. And we're like, what? What's up? He's like, come to my classroom right now. And we already knew what was going on. We knew that he found out that some of his acid was missing, and he was going to question us about it. And that's exactly what he did. He brought us into his empty classroom, and the first thing he said was, guys, I like you guys a lot. You guys are some of my favorite students. You guys always tell me that I'm your favorite teacher, and that's why I feel like it's really cool to have like a friendship kind of relationship with you guys. But like, you're in 9th grade. You took something that is very mind-altering, and I cannot trust a mind-altering substance in the hands of my 9th grade students. I know what you took. I'm giving you guys one shot to give it back because I don't want you guys getting hurt by taking something that you're not experienced in taking. If you don't give it up, I'm going to tell the principal about it and probably lose my job, but that's what I'm willing to do to keep you guys safe. Like, this dude really did give a fuck about the well-being of his students. So immediately, my friend finally has some sense, and he stands up and he's like, yeah, my bad. It was me. And he pulls it out of his back pocket. He still had it with him. He brought it with him to school the next day. Don't know why, but he had it with him. And he hands it to him and goes, I'm sorry I took it, Mr. Hall. Like, my bad. And Mr. Hall is like, thank you. Thank you so much, man. And guess what he did? He gave us $10 for being honest. So we bought snacks from the vending machine. But when I think back on this whole situation, it just feels like a fucking fever dream. Like, finding out my teacher was taking acid on an almost daily basis, and also like being chill about it. It was just so weird. Like, any other teacher would not just have that with them, but he did. But anyway, after this, we just went up to the cafeteria and hung out at the breakfast table and just had some snacks and kind of went about our day after that. And the whole year following at Mr. Hall's class was completely normal. Mr. Hall was still the shit, one of the coolest teachers I've ever had, and we all knew something about each other that nobody else knew. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much where that story time ends. That was pretty much it. Me and Mr. Hall are still cool. I see him every once in a while in my hometown, and it's always nice catching up with him. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Definitely a crazy one. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.